Tonight on DC News Now, police are searching for a toddler's parents after she was dropped off at an apartment complex in Virginia.
She's a baby. She needs her parents.
What the woman who found her is telling us.
Plus, back in business.
I'm glad because our babies needed somewhere to go. Our parents are ready to go back to work, and of course, our teachers.
How a DC daycare is making a comeback just 1 week after 2 explosions.
More steady rain is on the way tonight to keep things soggy. We'll let you know if we will dry out before the weekend.
Then the Washington Wizards are reassigning their head coach. Why Monumental Sports is making the big change.
And building stories.
You never really outgrow your favorite children's books.
How a new exhibit is using the wonder and imagination of children's books to help kids navigate life.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thanks for joining us on this Thursday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. Our top story tonight, police in Alexandria are working to determine why a toddler was dropped off at an apartment complex there all by herself last night.
The little girl was in custody of Child Protective Services, and police say they've located her parents.
Northern Virginia reporter Haley Milon joining us live now. Haley, you got a chance to speak with the woman who found that little girl. What is she saying tonight?
Annalisa, Mark, her name is Fatina Rahali. She lives here in this apartment complex, and she's just so upset that any of this happened to begin with. Here's what she says happened last night after 9 p.m. She says she was out here in the parking lot. She saw a white mid-sized SUV pull up. The driver opened the door and left that child on the ground before closing the door and driving off once again. And police say the girl is no older than 2 years old. Now, we're blurring her face in all of our video just to protect her identity because her family has indeed been located now. Now, Fatima says she picked up the little girl and held her until police arrived. She stayed with the girl for hours. Fatima says the little girl clung to her and just wanted to be held and to be loved. And the only word that the girl would say was Papa, over and over again, Papa. The girl was taken into CPS custody where she remains, and police, they're talking to her family. Fatima says she can't imagine how anyone could just leave a child like that.
I feel lucky when I grab her because, you know, it was just a love too between us. You know, I never really hold the baby like. She need love. She need to find her parents.
Now again, that child is now in CPS custody, and police are talking to her family members. They say that family members are cooperating with the investigation. I remain checking in with the police department to see if anyone has been charged. No charges announced yet, but we're working to stay on top of that information for you. Annalisa, Mark.
Haley, any indication as to why the girl was left at the West End apartments?
Mark, no, it's so unusual and strange. The people here cannot figure it out. I've spoken to about a half dozen people who either live here or work here and have been tied to this place for years. They say they've never seen the little girl before. Mark.
All right, Haley, thank you. Well, new tonight, a quick comeback for a DC daycare. Just a week ago, the Baby Einstein Child Development Center was rocked by an explosion in Anacostia.
You know, it's always about that comeback, Annalise. And today, the center reopened for the first time. Our Randy Bass takes us inside.
The same smiling faces now in a brand new space.
They were here bright and early this morning, dropping off babies and saying goodbye.
Baby Einstein director Regina Sneed welcomed families back into her care at Matthews Memorial Baptist Church today.
They were nice enough to open their home to us.
Just 7 days ago, she and her team moved quickly to get all 16 kids out of the building along Marionberry Avenue. The blast leveled the convenience store next door and damaged their space. Sneed says she's grateful everyone was okay.
I think this is good for my teachers' mental health to see the babies get the smiles and the hugs.
Now getting back to business with the help of community support and donations. They're still in need of a few key essentials.
Toys, and more toys for the kids, just games and toys.
As for what's next for baby Einstein, they're working towards getting back into their old space here in Anacostia or finding another spot nearby that can accommodate them. Sneed says she's meeting with insurance reps soon to figure out more next steps. For DC News Now, I'm Randy Bass.
Randy, thank you. Taking a live look at Roslyn, Virginia, where we had a rainy day with warmer temperatures.
It's looking pretty decent, but foggy. Let's head over now to meteorologist Damon Matson for a first look at our forecast. And Damon, I could just really say I'm grateful. It's warmer, but yeah, it's tough to see in some parts of the area.
Yeah, the warmth is nice, but we've noticed that fog has become an issue at times. It hasn't rained all that much throughout the day, but you just feel that dampness in the air as we are just dealing with a lot of moisture building up. And at times, though, there has been some rainfall. And check it out on the satellite and radar picture just within the last hour. We have noticed some light rain, light drizzle redevelop back across primarily northern Virginia through Loudoun, Fairfax, Prince William, and Fauquier counties. You're seeing that light rain, and some of that is starting to move on toward the Beltway and the DC Metro. So a little bit of soggy weather starting to show back up again here, but it looks like steadier rain staying away for the time being. Now, when it comes to that fog, it was very dense early this morning into the early afternoon, especially across northeastern Maryland. Thankfully, some of that dense fog has dissipated, but out across the mountains, it continues. We still have a dense fog advisory until 9 p.m. for Garrett County, and we could see additional dense fog advisories as we move into the overnight hours and especially by early tomorrow morning. Right now, those visibility numbers, not all 10s, which would show a clear picture. We still do have some reduced visibility, especially across the Shenandoah Valley, but as we go into the night, we could see some visibility numbers below 1, indicating that dense fog. So moving ahead here, we have just some light rain for the time being. Steadier rain will move back in by 8 p.m. across the area, and then that dense fog will return. That being said, when should we be on the lookout for that lowered visibility out there? And is this the last of the soggy weather we will deal with heading into the weekend? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. Turning now to a story you will only see on DC News Now. Ryan Realbuto moved to DC last year to begin a new life as a church volunteer for at-risk youth. But before the 23-year-old was gunned down January 18th in a robbery, his family reveals that it was full of tremendous odds that he overcame.
Yeah, family members say Ryan grew up with special needs and struggled with auditory processing, but ended up flourishing when he found his calling as a volunteer. Our Leonard and Fleming spoke to Ryan's mother and aunt. Leonard, what are they saying tonight as police continue to investigate his murder?
Mark and Annalisa, his family tells me that there were many that doubted that Ryan could make it on his own, let alone go to college, and eventually move to Washington, D.C. as a teacher and volunteer at a college preparatory school. But Ryan's family says he was a child who just kept a positive attitude and found his calling, and his life was cut too short. Family members say Ryan was the baby of a family who was slow to crawl and his speech delayed despite his differences. Ryan felt like he belonged in a church group. His mother, Janet Realbuto, and Aunt Lynn Phoenicia said that Ryan had to fight harder than any of his peers to succeed, and he did.
Ryan's intellectual brilliance wasn't going to matter for him. He did not need to be a scholar of books. Ryan was born with a heart that intuitively knew how to communicate with people through their eyes.
Ryan's wake will be held on Friday in Rochester, New York, where he was from, and he will be buried there on Saturday, guys.
And Leonard, his family also told you he was about to embark upon his first date before his death there. What else are they saying?
Yes, his family tells me that Ryan had a coffee date set for the Sunday after he was killed. A young woman he met at a social dance event, and it was what his family considered yet another significant milestone in his incredible life, cut way too short. Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
All right, Leonard, thank you. Well, the Montgomery County Police Department this week releasing new surveillance video of gunmen who they say robbed a downtown Silver Spring restaurant last month. This video showing 3 men rushing back to a red sedan in an empty parking lot before jumping in the car and taking off toward the district. Police say the men went into Shala Restaurant and Bar, and the 2 who were armed then demanded money and personal belongings from customers inside.
I've just never seen a restaurant get robbed and they rob the patrons and don't rob the business, but that's apparently what happened, and I don't really know much more than that. Nice guy that owns it, great food, and I'm sorry it happened to him and the patrons.
A reward of up to $10,000 is now being offered for information leading to an arrest tonight.
All right, turning now to sports. The Washington Wizards making a major midseason move at the head coach position.
Lots of changes around here lately. Yeah. Wes Unseld Jr. is out as head coach, but he'll still play a pivotal role with the team, and taking his place as interim head coach is former assistant Brian Keefe.
Well, sports director Derek Forrest joins us now in studio. And Derek, of the 30 NBA teams, the Wizards have the second worst record just past the midway point in the season. Perhaps this isn't a surprising or shocking move.
Yeah, it isn't too shocking, but I wouldn't have been surprised if Wes Unseld stayed the rest of the season as well. Now, while the Washington Wizards are in the middle of a rebuild season, the team decided to move in a different direction with head coach Wes Unseld Jr., as he will now transition into a front office advisory position, naming assistant coach Brian Keefe as the interim for the rest of the year. Now, Wes's dad, Wes Unseld Sr., played a major role within the organization, from helping the Bullets win a championship to coaching the team later on, and could be one of the reasons we are seeing this transition now. In 2.5 seasons as the head man, Unseld Jr., well, it hasn't been great. The team is 77 and 130 during his tenure, but more importantly, we never really saw the defense take a step in the right direction, as it's something Unseld Jr. preached the most.
Their defense has been wretched for 2.5 years under Wes Unseld Jr. That was his calling card. Like, people have asked me already, well, why wasn't he just fired outright? They have too much respect for Wes Unseld Jr. and, more importantly, his dad and that family's legacy to just fire him outright. This was almost like a mercy firing, is the way I would kind of look at it.
Now, as we mentioned, top assistant Brian Keefe will remain the interim head coach for the remainder of the season, as the team will begin a thorough search for head coach in the offseason. Monumental Basketball president Michael Winger, along with general manager Will Dawkins and interim coach Brian Keefe, is set to speak to the media later today at 5 p.m. We will hear from them later in the day. Guys.